Modern Woman Gross. Good morning, my loves. Fáilte, new fáilte arás chuig má canal YouTube. So welcome back to my YouTube channel. This week's video, we're going to do a weekly spread while I have a cup of coffee. And if you remember, we're kind of going with a theme inspired by my mom. So my mom's birthday is in June and her favourite gemstone is the pearl. So we kind of like the theme so far, but it could do with a zhuzh. So we're going to try and play around with it and make it a bit nicer. And I also want to get organised for this upcoming week. It's my last week at my current job, so there's lots to do. And I also want to get prepped for the new job a little bit, and I'm working on my business, so there's lots happening. So without further ado, I shall hand you over to voiceover Carla to start doing the spread. Enjoy! Hey my loves, 'tis I, voiceover Carla. I'm a bit I'm a bit crazy today. I don't know if I've had too much coffee or not enough coffee, so buckle up, buttercup. So as usual, I have kind of sketched in pencil the general gist of what I want my spread to look like, going over it with some black inky pen. Black inky pen for me is life. I just think it makes everything look a bit artistic, you know. It also destroys my hands, so by the end of this video I do look like a coal miner. Anyways, the things we do for our art. Here I am going in sketching over the oyster shell, which I really like. The pearls are a bit wonky, but look, we can't have a perfect pearl every time. And you know what? People say that comparison is the thief of joy, but I think perfectionism is. And a lot of the time, in my personal experience, when I want something to be perfect, it's more to do with my perception of other people's perception of what I'm doing. So perfectionism, when it comes out in me, is more for others than it is for me. So I'm not even stressing myself out or getting in my own way for myself. I'm doing it for people that potentially I don't care a whole deal about, you know what I mean? Anyways, we got deep there for a second. So we're doing meal planning, which is taking up the whole box, and I'm panicking now, so I'm just going to say train for the next bit. Whereas meal plan and training make more sense than meal planning and train. Like, I'm not hopping on a locomotive anytime soon, as far as I'm aware. But anyways, I have been très terrible, or as we say, oscuelga, ufásuk, at moving my backside last week. Did no physical activity really, besides choosing to walk rather than drive more often than not, which was a good thing. But haven't gone to the gym. Completed my sinking fund to pay my gym membership, the annual one, and save myself a couple of quid every month to pop into my savings, and I haven't darkened their door since. Classic. Now this lovely little box at the bottom is inspired by the gorgeous Grounded Budgets. So she jokingly messaged that because the thumbnail of my last Plan With Me video, it just showed me halfway through typing or stamping in the notes box, so it just said no. And she was like, it's not a bad shout. And I'm like, I agree with you, Grounded Budgets. It's not a bad shout at all. So this week, thanks to the lovely lady herself, I've included a no box in my weekly spread, which I'm actually quite excited about. So the purpose of this box is things that I refuse to allow myself to do this week. What I'm going to stop doing this week. And if you hear any ruffling in the background, that is our favourite pint-sized tyrant, Smidge, the female feline Napoleon. Like, Smidge, is it really necessary for you to rustle through my bedside drawer right now and all my medication? Okay, cool. Cool. So we're going in with for the pearls this time. Now, we did mention this already, but I wasn't really happy with how the pearls turned out last time. They weren't terrible, but they had so much more potential, you know? Is there such a thing as like a pearl in the rough? Like a diamond in the rough, but a pearl? Well, there are pearls in the rough anyway. And there's me trying to smudge a marker. Turns out markers don't smudge, they just destroy your hands. But anyways, still not fully convinced with how we approached the pearls, but it's definitely better than the previous one, in my opinion. And because it's my bullet journal, that's the only one that really matters. She says, by posting it into the internet and opening it up for the opinions of strangers. But anyways, just in case you wanted to know, Smidge is now face planting into my bedside locker. Okay, cool. Just a regular Sunday here in our house. Smidge, where's your brother? Go play with him for like 5 minutes while I finish this, please. Oh yes, so mad for the pink. I was mad for the pink, and I think it was the right decision. The initial blue probably wasn't great. I'm going to take against this blue if I'm not careful. But yeah, I do like the pinky purple vibe. I just think maybe I need a more subtle gradient of colours. These are the things that keep me up at night. Here's me trying to use Tipex or corrector fluid or whatever you call it to get a shine on these bad boys. Kind of worked, kind of didn't. Good idea, I think, but the execution was poor. I think if I'd used it better, it would have had a bigger impact. But, like we say, progress, not perfection. We have next week to try and refine it again. So hopefully by next week we'll have a final spread illustration that I'm happy with, that brings me joy. Now we're stamping in the days of the week for the things we track daily or plan daily, which are habits, meal planning and trains, apparently. So habits still the same as always: water, medication, movement. My focus this week, I'm going to reduce what I am focusing on because your girl is tired. So I'm going to finish up work to the best of my ability, doing all the handovers and stuff, and I'm going to prioritise self-care this week. In the no box, I have overtime. I'm not going to do any overtime. I'm going to work my hours this week. And I'm not going to say yes to something when I don't have the energy for it. It's not fair on myself, and it's not fair on those that I go with if I'm not fully present and able to enjoy and make something an enjoyable experience. I have loads of bits and bobs to do for work, both actual work tasks and then admin tasks to give everything back. I've got a hen party this weekend as well I'm really excited about. So I need to figure out what I need to pack. I need to also drop my equipment back to the office. So, Sin é McGraws, that's it, my loves. Excuse me. The pearls still aren't perfect, but I think they're going in the right direction. I thought I might have like a blue version of this pen. Can you see it? Which I think would have been nice with the pink, but we didn't have it, or I've lost it, one or the other. But I think the pearls are going in the right direction compared to last time. I do prefer this. Now I do think it's missing something. I know I said I didn't like the blue last time, but will we try something? Okay, that is two. I like this blush of colour. I'm also going to try a bit of green. Ooh. It's a bit intense. It's a bit too dark. Do we have a more chilled out green? Yes. This is the vibe I was going for. Okay, that's perked it up a bit. I might need to deepen the colours on the oyster maybe. Try and find just a more intense version of them. But generally, pretty happy with it. Feel like I'm set up for the week now, and yeah. I hope you enjoyed this. As usual, Goibh míle maith agaibh. So thank you all very, very much for choosing to spend this time with me. I get it, time is precious. We're all time poor, so I do appreciate you. And that's it for my weekly spread. Slán, bye.